Hey, what's going on everybody? It's zTizzle, and today I'm going to be teaching you something that's a lot like what I taught you last time. It's not how to import a Cinema 4D model though, it is how to import a SketchUp model. So what we just want to do here is open up SketchUp, and one unfortunate thing is you do have to have SketchUp Pro to be able to export it. There are ways to do it without SketchUp Pro. You have to export it as like an object file and then take it into like Blender and then export it as an FBX file. But my SketchUp is not responding. Oh, SketchUp. SketchUp's not very good. And the reason why is because, let's not get that, is because it makes it so that on a plane that there should only be one material on, one polygon on, there are a lot more, because this is 3D modeling software, but it's more for like designing a house or designing a porch or doing something simple like that where you're not going to be using it in a game. Either way, it is really easy to use. If you don't know how to use it, just look up a tutorial on YouTube of how to use it. But I'm just going to be making a simple little house here. It's probably going to be really big, but whatever. I just want to go like that. Take this line, bring it up. We can't bring the line up. How can I bring that to a point? I'm struggling. We can move it up, that's how. There we go. I've not used SketchUp in ages. Let's just leave it like that. So there is our simple little house. It's obviously not made to scale or anything, but this is just for us to use at the moment. If we want to, we can texture stuff. I'm just going to use colors right now. I'll teach you in a later episode how to use actual textures, because it gets really kind of weird, but we'll just texture this stuff blue, if we can find the blue texture. Here's a good blue. We'll do that part of it blue, and then we'll get the other part of it green. Okay, so here's our little house. We do have a bottom to it. I just wanted to make sure. And now we just want to go File and then Export 3D Model. And what you want to do here is go to FBX file, and then in Options you want to set these the same as it is. So check Triangulate all faces and export two-sided faces, and check Export Texture Maps and swap YZ coordinates Y is up, I guess so. And units, we just want to use the model units. That doesn't really matter. But we just want to do this to the desktop. We'll go tutorial model. We'll just call this tutorial model also. And here's our little like stats window. 7 faces, 4 materials. 32 faces and 4 materials. So now we can just quit out of this. We're not gonna save it. Just hit maybe later, don't save. And here is what we want, the tutorial model.fbx. So you can actually, if you watched the last episode, you learned about the Cinema 4D files. You can actually delete this now, because I'll show you why. Let's just go here. Then we want to go Unity projects, and then tutorial, and then assets and models. So as you can see, it puts the file here. Also, it copies it into the project file, so you don't need the original anymore. It'll do the same thing with this one, but we can just close that out and we will open up our tutorial. So what you can do, I'll just teach you this real quick. This is just kind of time saving. If you want to, you can export your file instead of just exporting it to the desktop and copying it in. You can export it straight to like your models folder. So what that would be, you just save it here instead of saving it to your desktop. I do that sometimes, but I kind of like just importing it better. I just kind of like that better. But we can import it here. We just drag it into our models folder, just like we did the other one. and that was a terrible idea to name them the same thing because it does not show the extensions. So let's delete that. Tutorial model underscore sketch. Okay. And now we'll drag it in, and now we know which one is which. And it also imports our textures for this. It's got our green, our blue, the front and back color. That is what it uses. Let me just show you this real quick. It'll just take me a second. Let's draw a little rectangle. So this is the front color, I believe. Or I believe that's the front color, actually. The front color is white, and the back color is blue, kind of. That's just what those colors are, if you're just wondering where those came from. And then what we can do is we can just drag this model in. As you can see, it is huge. So we're definitely going to scale this down quite a bit. And of course this isn't to scale either. We'll scoot our other one over. But as you can see here, what it does is it makes, on this one, as you can see, on a side, it's 2 polygons. And that's because it just makes 2 polygons with it, 2 triangles. But on this one, it's 3 on this side. And that's inefficient. And whenever you're dealing with a huge model, it makes more than that. And there's 3 on this side also. And there's 2 on each of these sides. That's okay, because that's what even Cinema 4D does. But having 3 on this side and then more whenever you have bigger files and everything, that it just makes your game run a lot slower, a lot laggier. You get a lot lower frames per second, and it's just not good. So let's scoot this over a little bit. And we want to do the same thing that we did before to these. We want to generate colliders and calculate the normals. Just apply that. As you can see how it changes the color of this. So as you can see, you can't really see like the shadows or anything if we change this to calculate. Watch the preview window. As you can see, now we can see the shadows and everything, and it just makes it look a lot better. So we can play this real quick. And here's our little house. We can jump on it if we want to, because why not? And then jump over here. And we can have a nice little parkour map if we really want it. But here's our house, and that's really about it for this episode. So, thank you guys for watching. I'm actually not sure what I'm going to do in the next episode. I'll have to think of something to do. I might teach you guys how to use textures, because it's pretty easy, but if you don't know how to do it, it's pretty kind of difficult, because what you basically have to do, I'll teach you in the next episode, but what you have to do is you have to drag your texture, which is just an image, into your project, and then find your material, and then drag the image onto here, and then that sets it as it. So it's pretty simple, but it can be kind of interesting, and if you forget it, then you might wonder, wait, why is my texture just a color instead of a texture? Because that's what Unity does. It just makes it a color, and it doesn't apply the texture to it. But yeah, it's pretty simple though. So we'll be doing that next time. So thank you guys for watching, and comment, rate, and subscribe for more.